Afternoon. Today is all about feedback, and I'm going to take you through each phase and let you know how you've progressed with the programme and provide you with any future recommendations you may need. First of all, I'm going to discuss the benefits of rehabilitation programmes. Preparing an individual to successfully participate in sport requires expertise from multiple specialities. Managing the injuries that occur to sport participants also requires input from many specialists. Comfort and Abrahamson 2010. Thus, at any given point, the athlete may be surrounded by a team of professionals. How often the athlete visits each specialist depends on the level of expertise and the severity of the injury. However, regardless of the standard, sport rehabilitation programs play a vital role in helping athletes to progress. Healing most sports injuries requires some level of immobilisation. As the injury heals, the surrounding muscles, tendons and ligaments grow weaker and less flexible due to disuse. Injuries that require a longer healing time can actually cause atrophy to set in, where the muscle begins to waste away. Meanwhile, injured joints may stiffen. Rehabilitation can reverse these processes by rebuilding strength, increasing flexibility, and restoring range of motion by nursing the injured area back to health in the supervised setting of clinical rehabilitation. The patient improves physical condition and avoids re-injury due to overexertion. The physical therapists work closely with each patient to ensure that the rehabilitation process occurs gradually and aligns with the body's capabilities. Longwood 2015. Now I'm going to evaluate your progress. So let's start the initial phase. At the end of each phase I made it clear that you can only progress to the next phase if all the targets were met. This was to prevent the risk of a relapse, as you know. The target set for the initial phase was to decrease pain, inflammation and improve range of motion and wrist flexibility. By the end of week 3 all these targets were met and I was happy for you to advance to the intermediate phase. You had no problem with any of the treatment modalities and all the exercise set was simple enough for you to perform without causing you any pain. By week 3 I thought the programme was going well. The intermediate phase targets were very similar as you need to improve flexibility, range of motion and strength. Massage, electrotherapy, contrast bathing were added to the programme and from what I hear they all went well and caused you no further problems. The exercises changed from isometric to concentric and also core conditioning was added. Even though you told me that you could easily perform the exercises and did not cause you any pain, halfway through week 4 I saw signs of swelling and inflammation again. I made the decision to start the programme again and concentrate on the cold therapy treatments to make certain that all the swelling and inflammation was diminished. Furthermore, the exercises went back to isometric. Once 3 weeks was completed, you was allowed to progress into the intermediate phase once again, but this time, as well as the massage and electrotherapy, I have also added cryotherapy, and this should help to prevent an increase in swelling and inflammation. The exercises were kept the same as before, you had no problem with them. Once completed 2 weeks of the intermediate phase, all targets were met and there was no sign of any swelling, so I progressed you into the advanced phase. The advanced phase consisted of a lot more exercises, especially working with lateral movements and back to some more familiar exercises such as skipping and shadow boxing. The treatment modalities for this phase were sports massage and contrast bathing. As these were introduced in the last phase, you had no problem with continuing with these. The target set for the advanced phase was to improve strength, power and endurance and return to functional activity and sport-specific training. To determine your strength, power and endurance levels, I chose to add a few tests at the end of the advanced phase, 1 test for each component. The endurance test you passed, but the strength and power ones you both failed. I could not advance you to the final phase if you could not pass those tests, so instead of the weight exercises, I changed them all to body exercises. For your upper body, I got you to perform pull-ups, under and overhand grip. This would then improve the strength in your biceps and various muscles in your back. Press-ups were also added to which included diamond and wide arm press-ups. These were introduced to improve the strength of your triceps and chest. For your lower body, insanity classes were added. 3 times a week you were told to complete the same insanity workout, which was to help you with your muscular endurance and power within the lower extremity. I allowed for a further 3 weeks until testing was repeated. This time, on all 3 tests, you were successful and were allowed to progress to the final phase. Return to sport lasted 4 weeks and consisted of technical training rather than physical. Sports massage was continued as massage can be utilised before and after training. 2 weeks into this phase, I allowed him to start sparring, and then it was up to his coach whether he thought he was ready to fight. All the targets were achieved by the end of the return to sport phase, so that meant the programme was finished. Now I'm going to provide you with any future recommendations that may benefit you. To avoid injury, I recommend you visit a sports therapist on a regular basis, as they will be able to tell you if you are at risk of causing the same injury or any other injury for that matter. According to Zakharowski and Maggie 2012, sports therapists understand the athlete's context and processes involved in the injury production. Another recommendation is to avoid future injury. That avoids future injuries, that you can continue to visit a sports masseuse, as they help you with muscle soreness and can prevent injuries from preparing the body before competition. According to Finley 2010, sports massage is designed for athletes who are looking forward to improved performance, increased muscle activity, increased range of motion and stability. Thank you, that's all for today. Wish you all the best. Good luck.